All right, this is Kian Brown in New York with another NCCU alumni profile. What's up, LaToya?
Hello, how are you?
LaToya Heath, she's a assistant professor at Shaw University in the Department of Social Work, and
Yes.
she's also a 2005 graduate, right?
That's right,
Of North
2005.
Carolina Central University. What's up? How are
Yeah.
you?
I am well considering everything that's going on. I'm well, can't complain.
Yes. So thank you for jumping on. This is all about highlighting our graduates who are doing amazing. You've got an MSW. Tell us a little bit about what you've been up to since graduation.
Oh, wow, since 2005? Huh?
Yes.
To find life and career. So right after graduation, I stayed around in Durham for a while, picked up jobs, started working in mental health and substance abuse, went into foster care, and then decided that wasn't enough and returned to East Carolina University where I got my master's in social work.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what is it that you're doing professionally now? What agency are you with?
So I left the whole foster care and direct care arena, left that and went straight into full-time teaching at Shaw University.
Wow.
So I am full-time at Shaw University teaching, no longer doing direct care with any type of mental health or foster care at this time. Would I like to go back? Yeah, possibly. But right now I have fallen in love with teaching college age adults, and it's amazing. I love it.
And what are some of the classes that you teach in the Department of Social Work?
Yeah, so a lot of your freshman classes, I take all the freshmen that come in first that have declared social work as their major, or maybe sociology and criminal justice as their major. But our department is required. So some of our classes are required for multiple disciplines across campus. So I'm teaching human diversity classes. I teach the intro to social work classes, intro to journalist practice, all of that beginning stuff to kind of get you in the feel of what social work is all about.
I love in your questionnaire you were talking about the infamous midnight food fight as we talk about North Carolina
Yeah.
Central University and our favorite moments. Where were you?
Yeah.
Where were you at that moment when that happened?
Under the table. Under the table in the cab. All me and all my friends were just thinking, when they turn on it's this one infamous song that you can play anywhere and everything just happens. And the song came on and all I could see was like grits and bacon, everything in the air. And all I kept saying was, not my hair. I still have things to do. Under the table we go. And we were under the table and out the front door in no time.
I don't even know where I was there. I think I experienced a couple during our time there.
Okay.
What was another defining moment in your matriculation at NCCU?
Um, I would have to say, like, knowing that you're there with another group of people who you're struggling with. Like, you have to become friends with people and learn how to struggle with another group of people that you have sometimes don't have anything in common with. I've met some of my best friends who now become family at NCCU and would never imagine my life without them. Just the whole family feel that I got from being at NCCU. And then, of course, we had things that made us stronger. I don't know if you remember the ice storm that we had sophomore year, but we learned how to live with no lights and no food for a while. I mean, the cafeteria was serving us like this one scoop of spaghetti that like saved your life that day. Um, so it was just so much that you had to learn to survive with some people who you never met before.
You dropping dimes. See, these young folks today, they don't know what
You
we
don't
had to go
know
through.
it. You don't know what we struggled with. I tell my little cousin went to Central too, and I tell her all the time. Me and my friends sit around and we tell her all the stories about using the trash can lids, coming down the hill in the snow as ice sleds. Like they think we're
Yes.
crazy, but that's what made school so much fun while we were there.
And let's stay on that. Like you have an MSW, you're working at another university, another HBCU. What did you learn at NCCU? Not your books, right? Because clearly you're a university professor now,
Right.
so you got that.
Yeah.
What did NCCU teach you? What did that time teach you, like a distinction for living? What did you learn?
Yeah. I learned to be independent.
Ooh.
I learned Yeah, I learned to be independent. I was the first generation college student in my family. I didn't have the handbook that said this is what's going to happen when you get to college and this is how things are going to mess up. And I literally had to mess up and mess up some grades and mess up some semesters and learn how to get back on track and learn how, my mom is not next door in the next room. She's a phone call, but she's not that close. And my dad can't come up here in 15 minutes and rescue me from anything that I got involved in. But I really learned how to be independent. And so much so, I never returned home. I didn't want to go back home, not until almost 7, 8 years later, just temporarily. But I learned how to be me. Like, I learned what I wanted to be like and what was important for me, who was important to me, and what I wanted my future to look like, just based on the trials and tribulations that we had to go through at Central. But it made me into a very responsible human being.
Inside of your, and I don't think anybody has that manual. I've been looking for it. I don't think there is a manual on how to survive in
Good.
college. I think we should collaborate on something like that.
Good.
All right, let's do that. Future Dr. Heath.
Okay,
Uh,
that's right.
I do want to ask you, what was I going to say? What was I going to say? Yeah, inside of your profession, being an MSW in social work, given the pandemic and given the status of our planet, what's maybe a current event or something inside of your industry or discipline that you're kind of keen on that you could speak to in this moment?
I would say mental health. Like, I've really been like pushing down and trying to figure out where my students are. I'm really concerned. I've always been a really concerned person, a worry warrior for most parts. But this has really given me the idea of, when we're separated and we don't have this physical touch and we can't be in front of each other, and some of the things that we're used to when it comes to just being human beings, are kind of being washed away, and we're having to learn new things. But one thing that I've been reaching out to my students about is making sure that you're talking about this. Like, it's okay to have feelings about it. The emotions are going to come, the anger, the sadness, the boredom, depression, all this stuff can sit in. And through my years of learning about social work, I never thought that this part we would have to use, because most of the time I can just go to my students and say, hey, I'm here for you right here, a couple feet away if you need me. But now I've had to push back and rely on other sources just to make sure that my students are okay. So it's just been this whole mental health thing. And I've been striving and pushing my friends, like, let's talk, let's do something creative. I mean, me and my friends are having brunch via Zoom and house parties. So
Okay.
things are different right now. But yeah, just making sure that my students know that I'm still here and their mental health is really important across the board for all people.
Thank you for that. Let's talk about
Yeah.
alumni giving and being a
Yeah.
contributor to the university. From your voice, how important is it to donate, not just money, but be generous with your time and energy, and even
Yeah.
setting up internships for young Eagles? Just really giving and being an active alumni. How important is that to
Yeah.
you?
I think it's really, really important. I think the important part, though, is when you're giving back, what are you giving for? But I want the students that are there and the prospective students that are coming to know ultimately that we've given back so that we can make sure that they get the experiences that we had. We had some amazing times. And now that I look back at it, I'm like, well, that was kind of cool. But I just want them to be able to experience everything that I experienced at North Carolina Central, and in times 10. Like, college should be the best time of your life. And if I could go back and do it all over again, I'd start over from day one. I mean, but I want to be able to make sure that we're giving them the opportunities that maybe we didn't have by giving back, accepting those interns and letting those students come to our jobs and figure out what it is, because there were so many times that I wish I had went to someone else's job and shadowed them a little bit more
Yes.
to figure out what I wanted to do. Like, there were opportunities there, but I don't think I knew they were there then like I do now. So just instilling that in our students that are there. I mean, they're still our family. They're a little younger than us, but they're still our family. And, we need to wrap our love around them too, just to let them know, North Carolina Central is that place. Like, that's where we love on each other, and that's where family comes from.
Thank you for that. I agree tenfold. Amen and amen to all of that.
Yeah.
In closing, I'd love for you just to really speak to that prospective student or that freshman that's coming in.
Mhm.
Offer them something that maybe you didn't get before, but in
Yeah.
your wealth of knowledge and experience that you want to provide in this moment. What would you say to
Yeah.
them?
Grab hold to that faculty member or that staff member at North Carolina Central that wants to help you. There was so many that pulled at me, and rest his soul, Mr. Wendell Andrews
Oh,
was that guy. I love that man, and
me
he
too.
really pressured me. He pushed me and he pushed me. But he made my last couple years at North Carolina Central the best. I learned so much from him in such a short span of time. But I would have to say, grab hold to that person that wants to help you, that person that wants to guide you through those years at Central, and grab
Yes.
onto that family set of friends. Like, my girlfriends are still my girlfriends from Eagleson and Latham Hall. Grab a hold to them and just have fun. Like, it was fun. It's serious.
It
Get
is.
out on time now. Don't hold us up here, but have fun and make sure that you get into the culture of Durham. Durham is an amazing place. Regardless of what you hear, Durham is amazing. And North Carolina Central was the icing on the cake.
Wow. I got to leave it there. Thank you, LaToya Heath. Thank you
Thank
so much for everybody
you.
watching. LaToya is at Shaw University as an assistant professor in the social work department. Guys, go to nccualumni.org and join the Alumni Association. And also go to eaglesgive.com where you can make a financial contribution to the institution. Y'all take care. Eagle Pride worldwide.
Yep.